Hello, hello, everyone. Good morning or good afternoon, wherever you're at. I'm Rachel Tessman from stampyourartout.com, and I'm here to bring you another live paper crafting class. It is Wednesday, April 21st, 2021 at 11 a.m. Central Time as I'm broadcasting to you live. So if you are here at that time, you can comment during the live. You just log on to your YouTube/Google account and you can chime in along with the rest of us. Welcome to Trisha. Trisha Josephs is my moderator. She helps me out each week so that she can respond and answer questions during the live chat. I just get so caught up in what I'm sharing that if I were to pay attention to the chat, it would take me like 4 hours to get this done. So thank you, Trisha. You're such a blessing. You can tag her by using the @ sign if you want to have your comment or question stand out to her so she can reply. And then after the live, if you're watching this after 11 a.m. Central Time, you're seeing the recording of it, you can comment below the video, and live commenters and after live commenters both get in on prize drawings. So you want to participate because it makes it more fun. And yes, so on that note, let me think. What am I going to show you today? I'm showing you some in colors, the new in colors for 2021 through 23. So every year Stampin' Up! Rotates in a new set of colors. Those colors last for 2 years, and then they change them out with something else. So we have 2 sets of in colors that rotate every other year, if that makes sense. So the 2000, what would that be, 19 through 21 are leaving, and we have new in colors to show you today. So let me bring you to my desktop. This is the new catalog. It's so fun. I love seeing new products and new ideas. This is just such a great resource. And so inside, which I can't show you yet because it's not a live catalog yet, but inside, the new colors are featured. And these are the new in colors. We have Pale Papaya, which is very close to that apricot color we used to have. We have Evening Evergreen, which is close to Handsome Hunter. And then we have Polished Pink, we have Soft Succulent, and we have Fresh Freesia. And if you have not seen my color comparison video, that will help you to see how these colors compare to past or current colors. I do have a link for that in my video description, so you'll want to click on that and check that out at some point. Also, let's take a peek at some of the things that come in these new in colors. Yay! So you saw the 11 or 8.5 by 11 cardstock. Of course, that's letter size in the US. In other parts of the world, you can get A4 size. This is our 12 by 12, or I think in other parts of the world they call it 30.5 centimeters by 30.5 or something like that. Anyways, I call it 12 by 12. But you can get that for scrapbooking or for doing things that need longer pieces. Then we have so much behind the desk here. We have our, these are such great markers. These are our Stampin' Blends markers. These are alcohol-based markers. They blend so nicely. They don't cause streaking. You can get just a real nice gradual change from dark to light when you color with them. You'll want to check out some past videos that I have using blends markers so you can get some tips and tricks on that. But yeah, all 5 colors. And then we have, of course, the regular markers. These are the Stampin' Write markers. These are water-based markers. You can use these. I love these because if you are coloring certain parts of a stamp, like you just want to have, like maybe the flower part needs to be a pinkish color and the greenery needs to be green, and you have them both on, that whole image all on one stamp, you can take and color using these markers right directly on the stamp. Then you just breathe on it like that and stamp it down. It remoistens the ink, and you've got like mini ink pads. This is actually how I started collecting all my colors of inks. I started with all the markers because they were less expensive than getting the pads. But yes, you can get the ink pads too, and those are in all 5 colors. Of course, we have the re-inkers for your ink pads. The ink pads that we have now, the color easily, it doesn't move through the pad as well as it did in the fabric kind of pads. So you want to re-ink more often because it cleans away the it takes away the ink on the surface a lot quicker, even though the pad is just as dense with ink. So you just re-ink with a few drops, kind of use the back of a spoon or a credit card or something like that, and you can help kind of even out the ink and get your ink pads refreshed real easily. So always buy a re-inker, especially with in colors, because they only last like a couple years. Get the re-inkers at the same time that you get the pads. Oops, that looks like the same color. Oh, that's the green one. Oh, there we go. Okay. So we have the open weave ribbon in all of those 5 colors too. So pretty. We also have some other products that come in all 5 colors. We have this really fun 6x6 designer paper. There's 2 different patterns. I've just kind of spread them out this way. Actually, there's 4 different patterns. Sorry, I lied. Still learning the new stuff. So you have 4 patterns of each color. So there's 2 on this side, 2 patterns on this side, and you actually get twice as many as you're seeing here. I just kind of have a half pack here. So all the colors, same patterns. Then we have, and by the way, these were things that I couldn't get till just recently. So if you haven't seen those in like box opening videos from other demonstrators, I actually didn't do one this time. But if you haven't seen those papers yet, it's just because they were delayed in allowing demonstrators to get them. Oh, and then this doesn't come in all of the 5 colors, but 3 of them, and they're really cute and pretty. They're called loose flower flourishes. You just add them with glue dots. They come in, looks like 2 different sizes. Fun, right? Oh, and then this is so fun. Look at these. These are little gift bags, and they're in kind of an ombre look, right? With all 5 colors. How pretty are those? And last but not least, sparkle. It's shimmer paper. It's 12 by 12, but I have little samples of 6 by 6 to show you here. You get 2 sheets of each, and look at its shimmer vellum. Let's make sure we have the name right. It's called, 2021 through 23 in color shimmer vellum. So it sparkles, but it's see-through. I love it. I love things that sparkle. All right, so what's next? Okay, so we're gonna dive in. Let me get the measurements up here for you on my screen. Okay, so we have measurements. I didn't do metric this time. I'm sorry, you guys. It's been a couple weeks since I've done metric. But I had a lot to share today, and it was just crazy. I was blogging to the last minute last night. And so this is all I could do for you. But this card is going to be easy to adjust to A4 size metric cardstock. Real easy adjustments. I can reassure you that. Okay, and then you can see the supplies are listed. Not all of them have order numbers next to them. That's because those items weren't live links of products yet. I can't have you click on them yet because they're not orderable for the general public. So anything that you see there without a number next to it, it means it is going to be new in less than 2 weeks. So May 4th, the new catalog begins, and that's when you can access those products. I've written a list of blog posts and videos of what I need to refresh with links when May 4th hits. I might not do it right on that day, but if you come back a little bit after the 4th, I'll have those links live in the description of the video and in the blog post. But that said, you can take a screenshot right now, or you can wait till the blog post goes live shortly after this video ends in about an hour, and you can click on the link in the description of the video. Then you can click on a little PDF that will print this out for you so that you can have access to this. So you can see the measurements are quite simple. I'm using strips of designer paper, and the reason why is because I was making some bookmarks. Oh, I don't have the bookmark here. I was making some bookmark, just a little sample swatches of cardstock with strips of color on them. And so basically I had 1/2 inch, or you could do like 1 centimeter or 1.5 centimeter, but I had little strips of cardstock across these bookmarks. They were just little strips of paper, and I stuck them into the new catalogs that I've been mailing out. And I cut too many. I cut way too many. Trisha was here at my house helping me out. So was Christy Strum. And I said, oh my God, because that day everything was going wrong for me. I said, oh my gosh, I cut almost twice as many. I'm sure I did. So they suggested I make some cards with them. And that's what I'm sharing with you today, are the card styles, the card style that I came up with for all 5 of the colors. So each of these little strips here took care of almost a whole card. So I'm just going to cut 2 1/2-inch strips. I'm going to cut the card base here. We're using 1/2 a sheet of 8.5 by 11. So we're going to take and divide that 8.5 in half, and that brings us to 4.25 inches. Put our cardstock here. I like to have it flush against the top, but you can also have it flush against the bottom of your trimmer. Let me zoom out a bit here. You can have it flush against the bottom of your trimmer too if you want, if you're somebody who likes to pull when you cut. But I like to push. So I'm going to go ahead and push that up. And then we're going to turn it this way. So we're doing 1/2 of 11 inches. And that's going to bring us to 5.5 inches right here. And we'll score it. So we're scoring with the light blade, cutting with the dark blade. We're going to grab our bone folder and do a quick little crease like so. These pieces are going to get cut down, and they're going to become 5.25 inch pieces because they're going to be layers onto our card. And I needed 3 strips per card. You could do more, you could do less. I chose 3. I think things look good in odd numbers. And so that's how many I used per card, 1.5 strips. Okay, I've got those ready to go. And then we're going to use our basic white. We're going to cut that almost in half, but we're going to cut it to 5.25 inches. So again, the same length as our strips here. We're going to use our dark blade and slice this way. We're going to then turn it this way and cut to 4 inches, and that's going to give us a piece that is 1/4 inch smaller in this direction and in this direction for the inside of our card. So we've got a layer ready to go. And we do 1/4 inch in one direction and 1/4 inch in the other direction. What you end up with when you center it is you have an 1/8 inch, an 1/8 inch, that equals 1/4, and an 1/8 inch and an 1/8 inch, that equals the other 1/4. So you have like this nice 1/8 inch border all the way around. This piece we're going to cut to 2 3/8. The reason why I chose that number is not only because the 1/2 inch strips fit really well, so we could do like 2.5 inches, but I went to 2 3/8 because I like math. But 2 3/8 allows you to get a fuller piece, and you can get 3 of those going across 1/2 a sheet of white, and then you have 3 more going. I was mass producing, so I was trying to figure out the most efficient way to get the most of my cardstock. So what did I say? Oh, here it is, 2 3/8. Did I show you that one or the smaller one? No, that one. Okay, so that's set. And then we just need 2 other pieces, and those are going to become little punch out pieces. So now I get to introduce to you this really awesome punch. So I'm going to bring in some of our scrap. This isn't really a scrap. Try to find a smaller scrap, okay, if you guys were me. But we're going to show you the new elegant punch. This punch is called Elegant Tag Punch. It is so fun. Those of you that are demonstrators, you need this. I'm going to show you why soon. But it has such fun designs to it when you extend pieces of cardstock and punch them. You'll see in a minute. But let's go ahead and punch our, actually, you know what? Let's not punch this first, but we can punch this piece. And I'm going to tidy up my spot here. Okay. Now, a lot of you, when you look at my videos before I actually begin, There's a peek at what I'm going to show you. So a lot of you can kind of tell what the card's going to look like, but I'll just show it to you now anyways. So this is what we're going to design. Super simple, but do you notice that this image looks like it's connected across all of these strips? So there's a couple ways to do that. One is to use this green cap glue, which is our multi-purpose liquid glue. And you just take and you put like a little strip, a real thin strip like this and like this. And then you let it dry. So we're putting it on our scrap paper. We're going to let it dry. We're going to let it get tacky. And in the meantime, tacky, in other words, sticky, not like ugly. And then we're going to use our stamps, and we're going to do a lightening technique called stamping off. This is second generation ink. And the reason why they call it second generation is because we removed the first generation, or the first amount of ink from our stamp when we stamped with it. So beginning crafters, you can totally do this. Oh, I need my ink pad. Fresh Freesia. I'm loving this color. This is so pretty. Do you notice I'm wearing it today? I actually have Fresh Freesia clothes. And there's a little bit, I mean, well, it's not really pale papaya, but it's kind of. Hang on. I think it's pretty darn close. No, maybe not. It's a lighter version of whatever orange is in here. My sister gave me this. It's like this cover-up thing. It's kind of fun. I think it's meant to be like a beach cover-up, but oh well. So we're going to open up our ink pad, and we're going to grab our stamp. So we've already got our stamp labeled and mounted onto our block. Now, not all of these are labeled. So let's see. I'm going to label this one for you really quickly because I just feel like it. It wasn't planned. And what I'm doing is I'm kind of peeling on the back side here. I'm peeling up the two labels that you would normally like peel off, right? And this side you can't peel the labels off, but this side you can. I'm just kind of getting the corners up like that, and then I'm going to grab the whole sticker. This is like a sticker here, and we're going to put it onto our block. I needed a block. We're going to put it right onto our block. Okay? So it's clinging to our block, and this allows us to get our fingernails underneath the labels real easily. So you're going to peel those up, throw that off to the side. Then you're going to take this image and you're going to center it onto your stamp. And that's the easiest way I have discovered to mount our stamps. It's super easy. Right? Right. And then just make sure you use your fingernail to peel up the stamp when you take it on and off your block, or something that can get under there, because you don't want to have your label separate from your foam. Okay, so that's what I did to get that stamp set up, and now we have it ready to go. We're gonna, oops, we don't want to go right onto the glue there. Watch that glue. So we're inking up our stamp. This is called first generation, second generation. It did get glue on me. Third generation. Ooh, with Fresh Freesia, the third generation is barely visible. So just keep that in mind. You do get different results depending on like how porous your cardstock is or paper is. So if I was doing this on some other, I'm just checking for glue here. If you do that on some other piece of cardstock or paper, you might have a different results. But that's what I'm getting here, and I'm just going to go with it. Is this the one I want? Why do I have to keep checking? Oh yeah, this is going to be a scrap that okay, I'm putting that over there. So now we want to stamp on this, and we're going to do second generation. So we're stamping off once, and then we're going to center the point and the top of the flower about an inch and a quarter down from the top. All right, and we'll press that, and now we have this lighter version of that purple. For the inside of our card, we're going to do first generation, and then without re-inking, And notice I have a nice large flower here. We're going to come over here and do second generation, but we're going to make it smaller. Because if I were to go bigger, I would have a little mark where there's kind of like this little corner mark on the ink from where I stamped and it's separated from the paper here. So always watch that. So there's the inside. We'll need this to stay out because we're going to use that little tacky area there. Okay, for the label, we're going to cut this in half, and if you want to cut it straight, you can bring in your trimmer again and just put that edge flush with the top of your trimmer. You can cut it anywhere. It doesn't have to be perfectly in half, but we're cutting this in half because this is going to become a layer. Did I tell you that this is new? This is new. Elegantly said. There's the beautiful stamp set. And when you partner it with the punch, you save 10%. Okay? All right. Now that we've got that done, we're going to stamp onto our white paper. And I have the stamp actually in a different spot here. So, and I'm not going to move it because I have it set up. So I'm just going to quickly pull this in and readjust my magnets because they kind of got pulled up by the drying ink. Okay, so we're going to put that in there. We're just going to ink up our stamp. I have it on this thing called a Stamparatus. It's a stamp positioner. So we're going to ink up our stamp. Now I could have this on a block like I did my other stamp, but again, I want to demonstrate this in a different way later. So I'm just going to line that up right here. We better pull it up a little bit higher. Stamp it down. This is set up for something else, but I don't want to take off my stamp. Okay, there we go. So now I've stamped my cardstock. All right, now we can pull the punch in. And the reason why we didn't punch first and then stamp is because these are not see-through stamps. These aren't our photopolymer ones. You can try to line it up just, visually, but it's a little bit harder. So when you can, if you can stamp first and then punch with photopolymer or with cling mount, that's the best bet. So then we're going to take and line this up, and I'm trying to get it all straight. I'm looking at the lines of the words wishing you a and then birthday, and I'm trying to guess if those are nice and straight. Now, can you imagine if I were to do 90 or more of these cards, which is what I did. So if I did that, I needed to get smart. So instead of stamping, then punching, stamping, then punching, that's when I brought in this tool called the Stamparatus. And I took and I laid my label on my grid paper, held my grid paper in place, and I've got this other temporary adhesive across here. You could use the drying multi-purpose glue, but we used to carry something and I got totally addicted to it, and I think you can still find it. It's called Dado adhesive. I think they used to call it Hermafix, and so I still buy it off of Amazon because it's great for temporary adhesive. So I'm just going to stick that on here on the temporary adhesive little sticker strip that I put across there. And then I laid my stamp on there when it was not inked up. I laid it on top of my white paper and I did like a trial run. So I inked it. So that's what I'm going to do again right now. And then I stamped it down. And if it didn't look straight, I could then adjust my tag, adjust my stamp, whatever I wanted to do to make it look better. And do you see this? This is another plus for, I'm going to zoom out. This is another plus for the Stamparatus, is that you can see how light it got on the birthday part. I can re-ink again. I'm going to set my cover under there to make it a little bit flatter. Inking this up again, pressing it down. It stayed in place, it darkened my words, and now I have this beautiful, rich sentiment ready to go onto my cards. So then you can crank out tons of them that way, and you don't have to sit and line them up every time because it's already lined up. So I can bring in another blank tag. I can stick it down. I can ink it up. I can press it. Take it off. Grab another one. See how fast this is, you guys? This is how I cranked out 90 of these tags. Well, how I will crank out 90 of these tags because I'm not done yet. But there we go. All right. Let's set those aside. And what else do I need? I've got my paper. Here it is. Okay, and that's still drying, you guys. I might have to go to my other option here because it's going to take a while. We don't want to get our papers all sticky. Well, you know what? That's probably good. It'll work. It'll work. Yep, yep, yep. But again, you know, like what I did for my other ones is I just put strips of this stuff on there. But this will dry nice and tacky. It'll work. Next thing is we're going to mount this onto our Fresh Freesia cardstock. I'm going to zoom in again. Did you guys realize, I forgot to tell you at the beginning, I didn't go over last week's comments, comment highlights. I'm sorry. It's been busy here. I have been working on getting ready for a trip that my family's going to take, thanks to Stampin' Up! And many of you. And so because of that, I'm also in the midst of doing some videos, trying to get all my videos done ahead of time. And then I've added some other videos in there for Switcher Studio. So it's been kind of busy. All right, we're going to press that down. And what I did is I made it look like I have a longer label behind this one by cutting in half and scooting one half up and one half down. This is going to get mounted onto dimensionals. So we'll pull those in now, our little foam hexagon pieces here. So that's set. Oh, I forgot to share with you these products. So this is going to go on the card. I had those set aside. These are our 2021 through 23 in color jewels. And they are stunning. They're like multicolor almost. They've got like kind of a fun, they're not just a straight color. There's so much beauty to them. You guys know now that I like sparkly stuff. Maybe you knew that before. But we're going to grab the purple ones. I'm just going to grab my take your pick tool. This is getting kind of, I gotta get a fresher little end on here. You squeeze it or crank it out again. All right, so we're going to grab one of these and stick it onto our label. I'm centering that right at the top of that portion of the punch. And then I'm going to take the smaller one and pick that up and stick it right underneath, as if it's an upside down snowman. That's a good way to describe that. Okay. So there we go. So that way I could make a bunch of these cards if I just used two, one big and one small. Let's take and do this next. So this is the part that we've been waiting for, but you know, these are going to get glued down anyways. So we're going to add one strip to this area of our grid paper. Can you see it? No, you can't. That's my sticky area right over there. And then we're going to put another one right next to it. So they're lined up. And then one more. And that tacky glue underneath is going to hold them in place. Now we'll bring in our stamps. And if you can picture mass producing these cards, I had all those strips in clusters of 3 going all the way across, and I just had them right next to each other. So it was like one solid piece of paper, but I made sure that I had sets of 3 throughout. Okay, the end number was divisible by 3. So first generation ink going on like this. By the way, again, the products are listed in the description of the video, but the newer products are not linked yet. So you will not be able to access seeing those in the online store until May 4th. And that's when they go live. Yay. So that's how I did it. I just did kind of like a little random design where I kept twisting the stamp. In fact, this needs a little bit more flowers right there. There we go. Okay. So then we peel these up and we make sure that they're pulled up at the same time. We turn them upside down, and to make it speedy, I used the multi-purpose liquid glue and just did a long line of glue on each one. This I could have done liquid glue on, but I am more addicted to white, or not white, more addicted to seal. I do like our basic white cardstock. All right, and then I actually had adhered all of these to the front of the cards before I added the strips. So that's why I used two different glues. But you could use the multi-purpose liquid glue on all of this. Then these go on one strip at a time. And I just flip them over so that they stayed in order. And oh yeah, I'm covering up what I'm doing, aren't I? Let's move these over here. There we go. So I just, I flipped them over so they were all stayed in the same order, and then I did the outside one first, the one closest to the white next, and I made sure that I got really close to that white, but without connecting completely. And then I put this one down, and I said to myself, do I have room? And the advantage to liquid glue is I can always peel up and reposition before it dries. And that allowed me to get more of an even look. And that's how you get that look of the stamp image flowing through, even though it's on separate pieces. You just stamp it together. We'll take off the backing, the release paper on the back of our dimensionals there. And this point of the punch I had put right into the center of that flower, because otherwise I was tempted to put more of those jewels on the card. And I didn't have enough jewels. So we covered up the center of the flower. And then the last thing is just to take, and look at this. See, I'm not done with my cards yet. Then I just took and tied some of that ribbon. Here's the rest that need to get finished. Into bows, into a bow. Grabbed my glue dots and my take your pick tool. Lifted off a glue dot. I stuck it onto the card right underneath that punched area, and then just went like that. Oh, inside. Gotta have the inside of your card. Don't forget the inside. Did I use up all the supplies that I promised I would use? I hope so. I have to show you these in all of the 5 colors now, but I'm going to take this away because it's a distraction for one thing, plus it's got stickiness on it, and we don't want that to get on our stuff. So there's that card, inside and outside. Fun, fun, fun. I didn't have success last night getting photos of the insides of the cards, so I don't have those on my blog, but know that they all look the same inside. Here is the soft succulent one and the inside, stamped 1st generation, 2nd generation to get that look. I love these two the best. These 2 colors are my favorite in this design, and I'm not sure why. I just think the black, white, and those colors just really work well with this elegant stamp set, elegantly said stamp set. And then this is the polished pink, which to me looks like candy. So it makes me, well, that's why I chose pink for the anniversary, because it's love and pink and blah, blah, blah. But there's the pink one. Very bright and cheerful. We're going to layer them this way so you can see the wording that I picked. And then here is the, I almost said apricot, pale papaya. Very pretty and soft, but I think stamping off, it made it really light, having that 2nd generation in there. And that's why I didn't choose this one as my favorite with this card design. But it is one of my favorite colors, and I'm so excited we have an apricot-y color back. It's very pretty. It's an orangey yellow. So there's the inside of that one. And then the last one is this one here. And I just think it was kind of too dark for this design. Again, the color is splendid. I'm thinking that this evening evergreen color is going to be great as a neutral for, you know, when like sometimes I use early espresso for my neutral, or sometimes I use night of navy for my neutral, or I've been using mossy meadow for my neutral for greens, you know, just to have a deep green. But this one is going to be awesome because it's very, very, very dark. It's got, you know, almost a blackish look to it. So it's going to be stunning, right? And look at the jewels on that. Gosh, I love them. So these are the 5 different cards. I do have, what else did I have up? Oh, I got to make sure I pull that up. We have a prize winner that I drew earlier. So apricot is a perfect description. Thank you, Esther. We used to have a color called apricot appeal, and it was one that I just had to play with all the time when it was around. Thank you, April. April, it's good to see your name pop up. I've seen it come up a couple times on my lives. I know April. So good to see you. And Charlene, how was your move, dear? She just moved, or she's in the process of it. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted by comments. What else did I want to say about this? Tag punch options. Oh yeah, that next. Okay, so I want to show you the tag punch options. Before I do that, let me just bring in what this punch and stamp set actually is teamed up with in the catalog. Okay, so this punch, the Elegant Tag Punch, the Elegantly Said stamp set, is actually paired up with, and I'll zoom out, this designer paper, and I'll show you those sheets in a minute, and this twine called Simply Elegant Trim. It's not really a twine, is it? I don't know, it's a twine. It's a metallic twine. So this is a suite of products, and what's great is with a suite, if you like it all, you only have to put one order number down. So that will be something that you can peek at when the new catalog begins. The new catalog will go online on May 4th. So you'll be able to go to the online store and peek at it. You can visit, let's see, where did it go? Is that it? No, that's not it. Is that it? Yeah. You can go to my blog at stampyourartout.com if you don't have a demonstrator or you're not a demonstrator yourself. And on May 4th, you can purchase these products with the shop link. There's shop buttons all over there. Anyways, so let's take a peek at these beautiful papers. And they are gold and silver and copper accented on one side. So these are the designs that you see on one side of the paper. And if I tilt it, you can really get the metallic sheen in there, can't you? Or if I let them drop. I hope that gave you a good image of what they look like. And then on this side, we have either white and gray and black, or we have vanilla and gray and black. So like there's one white sheet in here. The rest are more vanilla. This is vanilla. These two are vanilla. This is gray and black. But great for coloring in with your blends markers. You could take and color all of those vanilla areas, and you'll have, instead of gray and black and vanilla, you'll have gray and black and fresh freesia or something like that, right? So there's the beautiful papers. Then I have one more item that does coordinate really well. In fact, they show samples of these boxes in the suite spread, the 2-page spread for the suite. These are called Simply Classic Treat Boxes. They're really easy to put together. You just kind of push them out this way, then you fold the flaps down. Actually, I'm going to go this way first. And then this comes over the top, and it gets tucked in like that, like a basic box getting closed. Same thing with the top. So this gets folded in first. Oops, just have to kind of crease on the crease line. Then these get folded in, and then this, and do you see this? Do you see this thing on top? What is that? Okay, then these connect like that, and you've got a little pull for the box lid. Isn't that fun? And it doesn't actually go all the way down, so you get a hint of vanilla all the way around the bottom of your box. Very fun. I mean, how pretty will those be for like wedding invites and stuff? Okay, this is what I wanted to share with you too before we go. Oh, I answered a question. Hi, Lori. All right. So this chart was actually inspired by one that was shared in our group by my upline, who got the image from a demonstrator named Stacy Cogswell. So thank you to Stacy and thank you to Susan for sharing her chart that she had made. I did a variation of it. Mine's a little bit different. Plus it's handwritten. She had some typed in words, but I just hand wrote it because I wanted to make it fast. So these are some of the variations that you can make with the elegant tag punch, depending on your width of your strip of paper that you put in or how you put it in. And basically, you know, you open up your punch and you can do things like, you know, inserting it this way instead of going in like this, if that makes sense. You can insert it this way. You can insert it, you know, however you want. So this punch here is what it normally looks like, punch. That's the size. And then look at the optical illusion that this creates. These are actually all punched straight from the top to the bottom. Like it's the same measurement from here to here, here to here, here to here. These look longer for some reason. I don't know why. But anyways, just different widths being stuck into the punch directly, just stuck right in. And then if you go this way, this is when I extended this punch look by stamping one end in and then changing the cardstock around like I just shared with you and punching the other end on just a longer strip. This here, I had a straight cut along the bottom. Same thing here. So you can get different fun tags or, you know, layers like that. This is getting punched so that it's the curved end on both ends. So you're gonna insert your cardstock, punch, turn it around, insert again the same direction and punch. And that's how you get those fun little label pieces, which kind of, you know, allows you to get that. Remember we used to have the classic label punch is leaving, but we had one also called the word window punch, and they had that little rounded edge on the end. So that'll be great for those smaller verses, smaller sentiments. These two were done opposite of these. So I just put them in the other end so that both ends were tucked in that way when I punched. Okay. And then this is just the opposite way where I just stuck it in here and punched it, different widths. And I love this. This is what Stacy had on her chart. How fun is that? That's gorgeous. That's just like a fun little accent. And you can, you know, look at them in different directions. So play around with the punch and see what you can create. We have a promotion that is going on. I'm going to pull this up here on my screen. Let's see if I can make it bigger too. See, this is when I need somebody in my studio. Okay, there we go. I got it. All right. There. Oh, and I got to make my head smaller because I'm in the way. Oh, my head was kind of big the whole time. Sorry, you guys. We have a new promotion that's coming up in May. At the start of the new catalog on May 4th, any of you who are not demonstrators, you need to contact your demonstrator and let them know that you want in on this special. They're adding 30 extra free dollars worth of product in the starter kit. Now, normally we get $26 worth of free product. So normally it's $125 and you spend you pay $99 plus tax. But it's going to be $155 worth of product for $99 plus tax from May 4th to May 31st. So just a heads up, if any of you are thinking about getting the starter kit so that you can get discounts on your future products, or you can get the ability to pre-order products like we've been doing, yay, it's fun to be a demonstrator, then, you know, that's a great time to join. So on that note, what else do I want to tell you before we end? I think I shared with you everything. I'm looking through my notes here. Oh, prizes. The prizes. We got to do the prizes. And I got fun ones. But let me do the last week's prizes first. So I get these put on my table. And that person who we call out, we'll do a little drum roll. All of you guys are doing a drum roll quietly in the background, right? So that person will be able to choose from the leftover stamp sets that are still available for picking. So one person gets to pick from 5 sets. Hopefully this person sees something that they like that they haven't gotten yet. And let me pull up that winner's name and we will share it on the screen. Congratulations to Maurice Lee. Yay! I think that's how you say your name, Maurice Lee. That's really pretty. I love those unique names that just have that little, I don't know, little flair to them. Maurice Lee, Colin, I think is how you say your name. Anyways, you were a commenter after the live for the Beauty of the Earth Pop and Flip card. And so I would love for you to reach out to me. My email address, let's see if I can find that one. Hey, I did it. Is stampyourartout@comcast.net. So winners, reach out to me that way and you can claim your prizes. Now, let's go back to, I'm going to peek behind the scenes here because I want to make sure that I can see who Trisha is picking. And then I got to show you the prizes, don't I? So Trisha, don't pick yet. Hang on. Unless you have. Okay, these are the prizes that today's winners will get. We're going to draw 2 live winners. I'm just going to leave the email address up there so you guys see it. Each winner is going to get an in-color packet. What's in the in-color packet? So here's a way to get some stuff early. We have, sorry for that heater in the back. It has been like 30, 40 degrees here in Minnesota these last few days. And so we have our heater on and it's constantly running. Trisha called the names out already. Jan Hansen and Cheryl Lee. Awesome. Cheryl Lee. So make sure that you too reach out to me. Jan, are you the Jan that's in my club? Fun. Okay, so you're going to get 2 of each of the colors, 2 half sheets. They're ready to just fold in half. You have to score them, but you can fold them in half and you have card bases ready to go. And then you have the designer paper, a half a pack of designer paper. And you have a sampling of that shimmer vellum. Ooh la la. So, how fun is that? Congrats to Jan and to Charlie. Just reach out to me at my email address that's shown up there. Oh my gosh, you haven't seen my face. I'm so sorry. Let's see. There, I am here. Sorry about that. For anyone who's reading my lips, hopefully after the live, you'll be able to, see the, what do they call it? Closed caption. You'll be able to see that. I think that's it. Lots of switching back and forth. All right, I think we're done. So congratulations. Yes, and you guys are so sweet to say congratulations to the winners. We will see you next week. Next week is April 28th, and it's just going to be like under a week before our new catalog begins. So I'm going to focus on products that are still available that are retiring during that week. And of course, I've got to stamp something. So you'll be able to see me creating something at that time with some of the outgoing products. If you have not seen those outgoing products, make sure that you go to the website and go to stampinup.com, click on shop, look at what is available there. It's under the specials area where you can see the last chance. They call it last chance products. And then you'll be able to catch what is still available. Some of them are discounted, so that's a good thing, right? Anyways, I'm gonna let you all go. You have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you next week. Thanks, everyone. Like you all to go and stamp your art out. Bye-bye.